everyone. Welcome to our second session of From the Cup to the Hook conversations. I hope you've had a great week and that the whips on your hook have brought joy to your life since we were last together. I want to apologize to you that we did not meet together last Friday. I did spend a great deal of time on Friday kind of tweaking my computer and eliminating things that were running in the background, trying to speed up the internet. I have excellent download frequency, but I do not when it comes to upload. So I was not able to go live from home as I have been from other areas that I had tested. So I then also contacted my internet service, and they did inform that I do have the fastest service for the small town that I live in here in South Carolina, and that the only solution that we could come up with is that I do live just a block from a major college, and there is a dormitory at the end of my street, so perhaps that might have something to do with it. But I'm not going to let that deter me. We are still going to work towards having live chats on Fridays. I just have to be a little bit patient, and when I reach 1,000 subscribers, then I will be able to go live on my mobile devices, which have a lot better internet access than my home computer. So until then, we'll just keep working our way through these uploaded videos and hanging out together until we can do it live. So good morning. I'm glad to have you here. And yes, I did say morning. I just finished a 12-hour shift at the hospital where I work in the ER. And I wanted to go ahead and start working on this video so that it could be processing while I was sleeping. For those of you who don't know about the process, I have been learning a little bit more about what all it takes so that I can be more accurate on the time schedule that I have been giving you. I know that I have not successfully hit those times, and I do apologize for that as well. But going forward, we are moving along, and I'm learning how to manage my time better because it does take quite some time to upload these videos. After production, depending on the time frame, it does take several hours. Most of my videos have been averaging around 20 minutes. And for that 20 minutes, it takes about maybe 6 to 7 hours for my videos to process and render. And then I have to compress them so that they're easier for viewing on your internet. And that usually takes an hour to 2 hours. And then there is also the upload process onto the actual YouTube, and that takes about 2 hours as well. So do the math. It takes some time to do one video, and that doesn't even count the editing and all of that. So on average, I would say it probably takes me a good 12 to 15 hours per video. But I have a schedule made out now in that big plans planner book from Sarah Jane with Crochet Society. And so I've been sticking to that schedule along with my work schedule so that I can manage my time a little bit better, so that I can definitely meet up with you when I say I'm going to. And also I've got some special projects that we're going to be doing in addition to our Wednesday on the Hook and then our time together from the cup to the hook time. So a lot of fun and exciting things. So be sure and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of those upcoming videos. All right. So let's get started. So I was telling you about the internet. So we're going to move on and get started with today's conversation. And the first thing is, what is in your cup? Well, today in mine, since it is morning, and like I said, I just got through working a 12-hour shift, I am drinking coffee today. And since I plan on staying up a little while today, I decided to put it in one of my cups that will keep it warm versus a coffee mug that will cool it off really, really fast. So, that is good. So what's in your cup? Let me know in the comment section below. And that is something, since we can't do live chats right now, we can't talk about things live, whatever comments you leave in the comment section, we will discuss those in the next video. So I'm going to kind of take a poll of what everyone's drinking and what's in their cup. So please be sure and comment. All right. So the next question I have for you is, what is on your hook? Wouldn't be from the cup to the hook if we didn't talk about what's on your hook. So what are you working on this week? Hopefully you're working on completing the dishcloth that we started, the single crochet dishcloth. And if that was a little on the simple side for you and you're working on something else, let me know. Let me know what's on your hook. So what is on my hook? Well, first off, let me show you what I actually completed. If you'll remember, I was working on that 100% polyester blanket. And let me show it to you. It is completed. And it came out really, really nice. Let me back up so you can get the full picture of it there. And I love it. And so does my husband. So I'm not 100% sure if this one is going to be available for purchase. And I actually was working on this. I started working on this at my military son. He's a Marine, at his SOI graduation. And he has requested one in browns, kind of like his hoodie, but in this polyester. So I happen right over there to have some brown. So we'll see. That might be one of my future on the hooks. And then what is currently on the hook right now is the second corner to corner blanket that I've ever made. And it's really hard to show it to you right now because it is a corner to corner, but I can still show you a little bit of what it's looking like. It's actually goes more like this. It's at a diagonal. It's really, really pretty. And it is a baby blanket. I am doing a little large. And the yarn that I'm using for that, this skein is almost finished, but it is by Loops and Threads, and it is a Wellness Baby. And as you can see there, it's an 8-ounce skein. It is a number 2 fine right there. A little crinkle there, so it might be a little hard to see. And it is the colorway Lavender. And it is 70% acrylic and 30% Amacor acrylic. But this is the reason that I got that Wellness Baby, is because I found both of these skeins of yarn in Michael's, but I found this Bernat Baby Coordinates, and I had never seen anything like that. And I fell in love with it, but not having worked with it, I didn't want to try and do a blanket just using this until I had experimented with it a little bit. So that's why I got this other color. And I mean, as you can tell in the blanket even, those colors just look really, really cute together. But this is, let's see here. Get it turned around here, right? It is a light 3. And it is a 4.25 ounce or 120 grams. It is 71.2% acrylic, 25.6 rayon, and 3.2% nylon. I don't know if you can see that right there. It's kind of in blue writing, so it's kind of hard to see. I don't want to get too out of focus there. And so I love it. And I love it even more now that I'm using it. It does glide in and off the hook very smoothly. I was a little concerned about that since it does have this crinkly effect, but I don't think you can see it, and I really wish you could, but there's like a silver glittery effect to it. And what it is, on each skein, there's like a small thin thread of like a shiny silver. And I don't think you can see that. I don't want to get too close because then, but maybe in the blanket. Let's see if in the blanket you can see it at all. Not really. Just trying to put my hand behind it to cover the light to see. Yeah, I don't want to get too close. It goes out of focus, but it is beautiful. It is beautiful. So I will definitely be purchasing a lot more of this type of yarn. So that is what is on my hook. Now, some of you that are watching this video, maybe you're not a crocheter. Maybe you're a knitter, or maybe you make jewelry, or you're a wood maker, or you sew, quilting. You know, that's okay, because this conversation is not really only just limited to crocheters. It is the main topic of what we'll talk about, but maybe you're a crocheter and you do other things. So tell me, you know, what is in your hand? What is your craft or your different crafts? Okay, let us know, and we will definitely talk about them on our next video. All right, and as a crafter, I also want to know, do you have a YouTube channel or a web page that I might be able to promote for you? I will be happy to do that, okay, to get others onto your channel, okay? So let me know, because I'm here. This is all about supporting one another. This is all about empowering one another. There's no competition. We are all just enjoying what we love to do. Life is too short. Everything's crazy. Everyone's going crazy right now with the coronavirus. And I do hope that you're not infected by that, or any of your loved ones. Definitely praying for everyone. So, yeah, this channel is about supporting one another and being there for one another. I know that that's one of the biggest things for me, is there's no one in my area that I know of that crochets, that I can get together and share, you know, some of my ideas with, or even some of my projects, or some of the frustrations I might have from some of my projects, or, you know, hey, do you know how to do this? I've tried and I can't figure it out. I don't have that luxury. So that's one of the reasons I wanted to do these chats, preferably live, but again, we're not going to dwell on that, so that, you know, I could be with other people who share my craft, who share what I love to do. Don't get me wrong. I have an amazing support team, and they love watching me make things. They love seeing the outcome, but they don't have the understanding sometimes, the process of what it takes to make that particular item, or the excitement that comes from finally being able to figure out that stitch that I have worked on for hours or days or weeks, you know, and I finally get it. I can remember one time I was working on a stitch. I was actually teaching some kids in the youth group I was working in a couple years ago, how to make a baby blanket. And they saw one they really liked. And so it had this really cool stitch, but even I, at my experience, could not figure that stitch out. And we tried and we tried and they tried, you know, we all tried to put our minds together and our hands together and figure out how to make that stitch, even though we had the pattern and it told us what to do. With our limited experience, and even at that point, I felt like I had experience under my belt, we just couldn't do it. And one day I was actually washing dishes at my kitchen sink, looking out the window, and all of a sudden it clicked. In my mind, I put it together. And I rushed out of the kitchen and I ran to the blanket where I was keeping it, from where the kids came over and we worked on it. And my husband's like, what? I said, I got it. Go finish the dishes. I got to do this. And I did it. And so I was so excited that I had to call them and say, look, y'all got to come over soon. We can't wait till our next scheduled time. I figured it out. And all of them but one was able to come. And they were so excited. We were making that that blanket for a baby that was very, very sick in the hospital. So it was really exciting to be able to have that process come together. And if I didn't have them to share that with, it wouldn't have meant as much. Yes, it was a victory for me, but it's the fact of being able to share it with someone. So I hope you'll feel the same about our conversations together. All right. There are some people who have positive and negative reactions to me crocheting because it does seem like I crochet all the time. But it is so relaxing to me, as I shared in my introduction video, and it just calms me, especially after a long shift at the hospital or a busy shift at the hospital. Sometimes I have to unwind before I can go to sleep, even though I am completely exhausted. And sometimes, life just gets busy and crazy, and I always can count on picking up a hook and crocheting something, and it just calms me. So I am always crocheting, and for some that is okay. They've come to accept it, but for some I do get a negative reaction. They sometimes feel like I'm like those who are constantly on their cell phone. I'm constantly crocheting, but more than not, I get the positive reactions versus the negative reactions. My husband's grandmother teases me all the time. Every time we go to visit her, I always come in with a crochet project, and she's like, "Cynthia, are you still crocheting?" I'm like, "Yes, Grandmama, I'm still crocheting." But she's so proud of me, and I'm so glad that I'm able to share those projects with her. It is funny. She does pick on me a lot about bags. I tend to come in with my crochet projects, and it seems I'm sporting a new bag. Doesn't necessarily mean it's newly purchased. It just means it's different than the one she saw before. Sometimes she may have seen it before, but it had been a while. And so anyway, but the more she said that, the more I began to realize, and it took me a lot longer to admit than I was willing to, that I do have a passion also for bags. So maybe that's another craft of mine, is picking out the right bag for the right particular crochet project that I'm working on. But that's why it was so funny during the unboxing I did a couple days ago with the Crochet Society, that there was a bag in it, and I started laughing because I can just see some of my friends now when they watch that video go, "Oh my goodness, she's got another bag." So, hey, we have to be organized, right? And I've already shared that with you too. I'm a very organized person, and sometimes it does. It takes the right bag for the right project to be organized. So tell me about your experience. What do you keep your crochet projects in? That was actually a question for another conversation, but we can touch on it now and we can touch on it then. So what do you keep your projects in? Sometimes it's not even a bag. Sometimes I keep my projects in baskets, like you can see at the top there of my crochet rack there. Sometimes I like a basket. Sometimes a basket is a lot handier. I am actually working on the Jada and Stitches calendar blanket, which I have got to finish, but all the little accessories that go on it, I have them completed and they're in a basket. I just need to get them on the blanket. So that will soon be a project that will be back on my hook very soon. But yeah, I have all of those appliques in a basket. So sometimes it's not even a bag, it is a basket. So anyway, so call me a bag lady, call me a basket lady, but at the end of the day, just remember I'm a crochet lady. All right. So going forward, the next thing I have that I want to do every week is, what might be a question of the week that you may have? Maybe it's on something that we did on Wednesday on the hook. Maybe it's another video that you watched of someone else. Maybe it's a crochet question. I possibly could answer some knitting questions because I do knit a little bit. Because remember, I started out knitting dishcloths. And if it's anything else, let me know. I can definitely research it for you. Again, I am here to help you, empower you, encourage you, if nothing more, than to also just be a friendly conversation chat every week that you can look forward to. It never hurts to put a smile on someone's face. So, what is a question that you might have that I can answer for us next week in the comment section? Just put your question and I will answer it as I see it. And if I need to research on something, I'll let you know. But then I'll definitely address it in our next video. So I'm looking forward to some of your questions and also topic ideas. You know, what are also some topics that you want to talk about? So now that I've got the recording thing down and I've got a schedule lined up so that I don't miss anything, I do want you to be confident that we will definitely start getting your videos for Wednesday on the Hook by 11 a.m. on Wednesdays. So I'm going to, on some weeks, there will be 2 videos. So the first one, which will usually be the one definitely designed for beginners, will be up by 11, and the other one will follow shortly. And again, remember, it does sometimes take a couple hours for it to upload onto YouTube. So it might be later in the afternoon, but you'll definitely have them both on Wednesday. And definitely, right now we have the dishcloth going on and the hoodie. And then right now, our From the Cup to the Hook will be by 5 p.m. on Fridays. And I am going to change this, by the way. I like it better when the TO is actually a number 2. So I will change my sign for next week. So it will actually be From the Cup to the Hook. And again, those will be uploaded on Fridays by 5 o'clock. All right? Until we can live chat at 5 o'clock. So our topic of the week is, how long have you been crocheting? I have shared with you that I have been crafting with yarn for 16 years now. I'm coming up on my 15th year of crocheting, and I am very excited. Actually, April will be my 15th year of crocheting, so that is just next month. So how long have you been crocheting? Or how long have you been doing your craft if it's not crocheting? If it's crocheting and something else, how long have you been doing each of those? So I look forward to all the comments in the comment section and enhancing the quality of our conversations next week. So that kind of wraps up what we have for today. Again, as we go forward and we've got our different comments to respond to, that will increase our time together, which I do look forward to these times a lot. So if you're new to my channel, be sure and hit subscribe. It is free. It does not cost anything to do so. It also helps us get closer to our live chats, but that way you don't miss any of our future videos. Again, we do Wednesdays on the Hook, where we do crochet alongs. Some of the projects are completed in one session and some are done over several different sessions as we progress the project together. And then we meet every Friday for our From the Cup to the Hook conversations. And if you like this video, please encourage me by giving it a thumbs up. I'd appreciate that. And until next time, I just say be happy and joyful, be crafty in your own way, and I'll see you next Friday with our next, which will be our 3rd conversation of From the Cup to the Hook. Take care, everyone. Bye.